So what's the difference between a narcissistic parent versus a non-narcissistic parent? This is a common question, and like what we often hear is, isn't everyone's parent a little difficult? And the answer to that is yes and no. I mean, you may vent to someone, a friend, a family member about your parents, and they may say, oh yeah, everyone's parent's a little difficult. And looking back on that now, I kind of chuckle because, well, sure, to some extent, everyone can be difficult. It's very different than having a narcissistic or high conflict parent. And when you hear things like that from other people, it can really be re-triggering and invalidating and make you feel alone and isolated. That's why I wanted to put out this content, because I've been there. Many people just don't understand what it means when we say narcissistic or high conflict people. And the healing process regarding this is starting to validate that your reality makes sense. I mean, let's be honest, it's unlikely you'd be motivated to listen to a video like this if you'd only had a handful of conflictual situations, or they were mildly difficult. Your gut instinct that there is something more here is right. So let's talk about some of the key differences between a narcissistic parent and a non-narcissistic parent. 1, things can escalate very quickly. So an example that comes to mind, I given on another video, where one moment I'm at the mall shopping with my mom, the next moment she's saying, I don't love you, and I'm leaving. With a non-high conflict person, they may actually de-escalate things when they notice that you're upset with them. They don't welcome conflict, or if they are okay with conflict, they may pause and say, hey, I see that you seem a little tense. Did I do something, or what's happening right now? The other difference is they may twist the blame onto you. We often see this with projection, right? For example, they may say, you're controlling, you're being so controlling. When you think about it though, they've been the ones that have been more controlling. So they're projecting what they're doing and saying you're doing it instead, which is a way to twist blame onto you. Whereas a non-high conflict person, they don't want to twist blame onto you. They actually want to try to understand what might have hurt you. The other thing is a narcissistic parent, they often act childlike. They can be easily wounded. Think of a toddler that when they don't get something they want, they tantrum loudly. Sometimes this can feel like your narcissistic parent's emotional state at times, and it's really shocking when you witness it. Whereas someone who is not narcissistic, they may have flaws and things that they see within themselves that they don't like, but they actually notice what their flaws are, and they actually seek therapy, coaching, something to better themselves. Think about things from 2023 that you want to work on in 2024. You know what they are. You know where you fall short with someone and you want to correct them. The other thing is a high conflict or narcissistic person, they may seem self-assured and confident all the time. That's why they're so captivating. They bring people a lot of certainty and they can be very charming and alluring. Whereas a non-high conflict person, they may feel self-assured, but they can often have moments of doubt. They have more of a range of feelings. And as a result, though, they may not draw you in the same way. The other thing is a narcissistic person, they often punish severely, right? One example I gave was like, they give you something, like they're shopping, and I gave the example, my mom bought me a jacket, and then I don't love her, and there may be something that they threaten to take away. Whereas someone who's not high conflict may get upset, but they're not going to threaten something. Instead, they may say, hey, that really upset me. I'm going to take a half hour. I just need a break for a bit. I want to work this out with you later. I want to talk about what happened, right? There's an effort to want to resolve the problem, where a narcissistic or high conflict person, they're never really feeling in your estimation that they're trying to resolve the conflict at all. And the last thing is they may gaslight. So you may say, hey, I felt this way in this situation, and they may say, no, you didn't. That's like one of the common things. They invalidate your reality and shut it down, which can be really upsetting and difficult, and something people often come and seek therapy for. Whereas a non-narcissistic or non-high conflict person, they may not understand why you felt that way, but they're not going to say, no, that didn't happen. They may say, I'm sorry you feel that way, but they're not going to say, I don't remember that happening, right? That's that defensiveness that usually makes people feel unsettled. So those are just a couple of the key differences to help you sort out what is the real difference between someone who is a narcissistic parent and someone who is non-narcissistic. And we're not saying non-narcissists are perfect and narcissistic people are villains. We're just actually trying to give a language to what is the real difference so you can understand. Hope you liked it, and subscribe and like for more.